Hello everyone, welcome to this problem where we are going to dive into remove subfolders from file system. So basically you receive as input an array of string where each of the elements is, let's say, a folder, and amongst those elements some folders are actually subfolders of others. So the goal is to remove all the subfolders and only leave the parent folders. What does that mean? Let's say I receive this as input. We have A here, which is actually a folder. We have A, B, which is a folder, but AB is actually a subfolder of this. That means we are going to delete this. CD is actually a folder and it's a new folder. That means there is no other folder here which will act like a parent of this. If we were having C, that means this would have been a subfolder of C and we should have removed this. So basically that is the idea. Now that you have the idea, how do you solve it? What will be our approach of solving this? So there are actually many approaches that we can use to solve this, but what I will use is something like this. Let's say you have your folder being like this, and then if you sort your folder, one thing interesting is that if I'm a child of a given folder, I'm going to appear directly after him. If I'm a child of a given folder, I'm going to appear directly after him. With that remark, we can say, okay, when we are going to loop, if an element is actually a substring of the element before him, then it is a subfolder, so we ignore it. So we can sort this into this. We always take the first element, and while we are looping, if you are a subfolder, if you are a substring of the previous one, we forget about you. If you are a substring of the previous one, we forget about you. Otherwise we take you. So now, given that, what will the code look like? So the code is going to be like this. So the first thing we said is that we want to sort our array. We want to sort our folders, if you prefer. So easy sort. So the array sort. Now that the array sort, we need to have like a kind of vector of the result, because we are creating another vector where we are going to append certain element and not and not some element. So we are going to have like a vector here of string that we are going to call result, and this is the guy we are going to return. Now that we have this, the next thing is to apply our loop and our logic. For now, I would say string item of folder. For each of the element, what will happen is that if you are the first element, that means we just check if result.size is actually equal to 0, then we need to put you. So we need to just say result.push back of item, then only otherwise, and then we continue because there's nothing we will do anymore after adding this. And else, now what we need to do is to apply the logic we were talking about. That means getting the previous element. So the previous element is actually going to be our, we are going to call it potential parent, which is going to be our result.back. Now that when we have this, it's important to add a slash, because if you don't have a slash, if after this you have a b without the slash, you will consider this will be considered as a substring of this, whereas it is not a subfolder, they are side bin. So that is why when you get a given parent, you need to add a slash before trying to see if the element with the slash is a substring. Good. So I'll just add this. This is actually my valid parent, and what I need to check now is this valid parent a substring? How do I check that? If the item dot substring 0 and parent dot size is actually equal to the parent. So I'm taking the element from the 0 to the size of the parent. If it's actually equal to the parent, yeah, then this item is actually a substring. If it's the case, I just continue, there's nothing to do. And otherwise, what I will do is I will say result will now take the item. Yeah, and that is it. So let us run and see. Okay, we have an error. Vector string. What is this? It's a vector string. Why is this not even color? Okay, working. So let us submit. Perfect, performing pretty well. So this was my approach of solving this. I hope you did enjoy it. Feel free to give me any input. I'll be really happy to interact with you regarding this. See you tomorrow for a new video. Ciao.